The world of capitalism spins on the axis of investment, the concept of putting money into an enterprise, often through the stock market, and watching it steadily grow in value over time. Today, of course, we continue to invest in everything from telecoms to steel, orange juice to pork bellies. Yet the opportunity to invest in a football club has dropped dramatically. Back in 1997, there were 26 listed clubs in the UK. Today, there are only 7. But why have football clubs proved such an unattractive investment? After all, they're still earning big money. Last year, for example, driven largely by TV income, revenues in England's Premier League rose 26% to over $3 billion. And the majority of the league's 20 clubs are making operating profits.
There are about 11 clubs who are profitable at the operating level. That's an increase of around sort of 3 or 4 clubs from the previous year.
But crucially, those profits don't include player transfer fees.
You can generate an operating profit, but your capital expenditure, if you like, on new player acquisitions is a steady expense as well. And so lots of these clubs do have a cash drain year after year.
Unfortunately, clubs' addiction to spending up large on players shows no sign of stopping, because while revenues were up 26%, over the same period wages went up 23%, the biggest ever leap in Premier League history.
Particularly the English Premier League is the most successful football league in the world at making money out of fans. It's that all of that money just goes back into buying better and better players.
And so over time, a club that is successful, the players will be able to extract most, if not all, of that economic success into their pockets.
Mark Goldberg knows firsthand how players can drain a club's coffers. 10 years ago, the internet entrepreneur who'd built up a $70 million fortune bought Crystal Palace Football Club. He planned to list it and expand the fan base worldwide. But along with unforeseen debts and potential backers dropping support, he failed to spot one major weakness in his business plan.
TV monies were spiralling. We also had sponsorships that I knew were going to grow with the TV monies. What we never took account of, and I think many football clubs never took account of, was the fact that players' salaries were going to grow out of control.
And in less than 2 years, his entire fortune was gone.
The club went into administration. I lost £40 million and I had to start again in life.
Goldberg's case is extreme, but in general, while splashing out on players may seem irresponsible, if you don't do it, you'll just get left behind.
The problem with is that your competitors, they will be spending all of their money on players.
Top brands like Manchester United, with genuine global expansion potential, do hold real profit possibilities. United's current owners have saddled the club with enormous debt, which could gradually drive its value and even on-field performance down. But the strength of the brand means it should remain an attractive asset, quite possibly for a billionaire in search of a status symbol.
Most of the return for investors will probably be when they sell on the club to another party. There's not too many owners generating a year-on-year dividend payment.
Which isn't to say it's impossible to make money by just buying shares in a football club. Thanks to a long brewing takeover battle over the last 5 years, the value of Arsenal's shares have more than doubled. Problem is, they're tightly held by a small group of investors and cost over $14,000 each. And if you're after a wider choice, well, it seems unlikely new clubs will be listing anytime soon.
It looks as though it's an experiment at the moment that didn't really take off.
Mark Goldberg's experiment back in the 90s also failed to take off, with drastic personal consequences. But remarkably, he's retained his passion for the game, which he now satisfies by managing conference side Bromley FC.
I can't really have too many regrets because although I've lost a lot of money, I have lived life, and this is a new lease of life for me at Bromley. I want to see how far I can go as a football manager now.
But even if you're looking to spend a fraction of what Mark Goldberg did investing in football, the advice from the experts is probably more than enough to make you think twice.
No, not at all. I would never put my money into a football club. I would never recommend any of my friends to put money into a football club.
If you're just a small shareholder thinking of buying a few shares in a club, that's hopeless. I don't think there's any way you'll make money there.